And welcome to today's SCORE webinar, How to Gain More Customers with a LinkedIn Company Page. This webinar is being presented by Lynn Williams, who is a SCORE workshop presenter and executive director of the Great Careers Group. I would like to thank you, Lynn, for sharing this important information and trust all our viewers will find it informative and helpful. Next slide. My name is Leslie Swope, and I am a volunteer with SCORE of Chester and Delaware counties. SCORE is a nonprofit organization that has been in existence for over 50 years and is a resource partner of the SBA. SCORE's mission is to foster a strong business community by providing free mentorship and business education. We are here to support you and help you grow your business. Here in Chester and Delaware counties, we have 100 volunteers ready to help. Our mentoring and most of our educational programs are free. You'll find many tools, templates, and other business resources on our website, Resource Library. I encourage you to go to our website. There's a lot of free information there. This is a recorded webinar, which will be made available to you after today's session. You've all been placed on mute, so we avoid any distractions. Lynn will address your questions in the Q&A box. Please focus your questions on what's being shared on the screen. General questions we can save to the end, and we have time to go through those. Please use the Q&A box for questions and the chat if you have a comment or resource to share. And now I'll introduce Lynn. Lynn is the executive director of the Great Careers Group, a volunteer-run 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides career education and networking connections to the unemployed, self-employed, and employed. Lynn writes resumes, LinkedIn profiles, LinkedIn company pages, and presents career and technology topics. She is currently working on writing her doctoral dissertation on the topic of LinkedIn. Lynn is a contributing author to Find Your Fit, a practical guide to landing the job you love, along with the late Dick Bowles, who was the author of What Color is Your Parachute? She also writes a weekly career column that is in Vista Today, Montco Today, and Delco Today, Bucks County Today, and Philadelphia Today, and other publications with LinkedIn tips and more. So thank you, Lynn. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much for having me back. I can't believe this is my last SCORE presentation of 2023. It's like we're ready to wrap up the year already, and it's kind of crazy right before Thanksgiving. So I'm going to put a bunch of links in the chat. So I would encourage you to reach out to me and connect on LinkedIn. And I've also put a link to the deck and, information about my nonprofit, as well as the link to my LinkedIn newsletter. And so I just published one this morning, which is about how to show gratitude and thanks on LinkedIn. So very appropriate for this time of year. All right, we've got a lot of topics to cover, and I only have an hour. So I'm going to give you big picture on a lot of these. I'm not going to read every single slide. A lot of these are just for resources, but I am going to do a couple live demos, which will be fun for you. And let's go to the next slide. And the reason that I do a Google slide deck rather than a PowerPoint is that it's live and living, and I have links built in. And if I need to change a page or add information like I did last night, there's some brand new company page information, I was able to just pop it up and add it to the slide. So anybody that's heard this presentation in the past will see that information. So you want to prepare to build your company page. You have to gather a few things, like you need a logo, you need a cover page, and then you just basically fill out the information that is requested. But there's some things that might be missed. So I'm gonna go live in a minute on that company page and share that information with you. Especially number 5 on this slide is 20 of your specialties. So you are allowed to put 20 specialties, aka keywords, what it is that you do, in your company on your company page. I think it's called add topics. So they don't specify it as add keywords, but they add topics. So don't miss that, because that's what helps people find you when you add the keywords that of the things that you do. Now, your Canva, or Adobe, or whatever account that you have to make graphic design. I use Canva, it's the easiest. Your logo is going to be 300 by 300, whereas your LinkedIn profile photo is 400 by 400. Your cover image is going to be 1128 by 191, versus your LinkedIn profile cover photo is 1584 by 396. So by using Canva, if you do have a paid account, I think it's about $120 a year, unless you're a 501c3 nonprofit, and they will give that to you for free. But that allows you to do like the magic sizing, and you can automatically switch the sizes of your image. Now, if you have just a free account, then you can have an image, but you have to create each one from scratch, if I'm not mistaken. So I am going to pull up my Canva account, but I'm going to pull that up from a different Google Drive. So I'm going to have to stop share and reshare here. I don't mean to make you dizzy, but I do have a couple different accounts, or Google Drives. So here's my canva.com account. So when you're going to make your logo, you can click on the purple button at the top right, and it's create a design. So right now you need a special size. So if you go down to the bottom left and it says custom size, you're going to click that, and then you're going to put in 300 by 300 and then create new design. So there's your square, and then you can pop in your logo. So over here on the left, you would have uploaded your logo to the uploads section, and then you could pop it in to this little square. So we have a Chester County young entrepreneur who's 13 or 14 years old. His name is Dom Fixes Bikes, and I happen to be working on an event that he is hosting in December for the Paoli Business Association. So if I needed a logo, for a LinkedIn page or a company page, I could just, pop that in there. And you see how I've got these pink lines? It's now like centered up and down and left and right. It's perfectly centered in that square. So when I click the share button, okay, and I click download, when it's a PNG file, that's what I want to use on LinkedIn. Now, if you have a website and you're trying to manipulate different sizes of images, you definitely want to save it as a JPEG, because it'll take less resources and make your website move faster if you have something that is more friendly and less bytes, on your website. So if you're going to need to make a banner, if you have a specific design in mind, I'm going to click home, and then I'm going to click create a design, And then I'm going to click custom size. And I believe it was 1128 by 191. And I'm going to create a new design. So you can see this is a, long and skinny design. Here's a whole bunch of, templates that I can get a hold of. There's lots of templates on LinkedIn, but if you wanted to start something from scratch, you could also do that. So if I wanted to click this little colored square, and maybe I don't know, I'll make it purple, okay? And then I could pull in, I'll go to the uploads, and there's a whole bunch of different logos here. Actually, no, I'm not going to make it purple. I'm going to go over to the left to the brand, and here I have my branding colors added in here. So here are the branding colors of Paoli Business Association. So there's the green. I have it already built into the Canva. So then when I go to uploads, I'm going to get to that. Uploads. I'm going to look here and see if I have the Paoli Business Association logo that I could put on there. So if you have the logos, you can just drag and drop them and put them in. I have lots of logos, and I have lots of pictures. So I may not be able to find it quickly through here, but let me go back to my brand, and I believe I have it in here. So logos, see all right, there it is. Now, if I drag and drop this logo here, you can see that color of background is not going to work because my logo color is the same color as that background. So I'm going to click back on the green, and I'm going to choose maybe the yellow. Okay. So now you can see this logo on here, and I can size it by dragging and dropping the corner accordingly. So if I wanted to put, pictures on here, for example, I would go to elements, and in elements, I would pick a frame. So maybe I want a, let's see, I don't want an up and down frame. I'll choose this frame, all right? And I can pop a picture in that frame, and I can also duplicate that frame if I wanted to pop 2 pictures in. So then I could go back to my uploads, and let me get pictures from the golf event that we have and do every year. So here's, oops, I can just drag and drop that picture, and it pops right into that little frame. And here's some people from the golf event. Okay, so, I could make a banner as simple as that. Any questions that we have to before I move on?
I don't see any at this time.
Okay, so if I'm going to download this banner, I'm again going to click share, download, and choose a PNG file. All right, now I'm going to go back to the other deck, and we're going to continue. All right. Whoops. Didn't mean to hit share. I meant to hit slideshow. There we go. All right. So the next thing is you want to have hashtags for your posts. And you can build your own branded hashtag. Like, for example, I have hashtag Great Careers PHL. That is for my nonprofit. But with a capital G, capital C, and a capital PHL, that is called camel case, and it's much easier to read than it is the lowercase. So that's another thing that you could do to help with branding of your business. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit how to start building a company page. If you don't have one, I won't be able to go through the whole thing because I'd have to actually build the company page. So I'm just going to get you started. But if you go to this slide and you click on establish and leverage your LinkedIn company page for self-employment, this is an article I wrote back in October 2020. And, here's the instructions step by step. And then down here, big, it says, here are step-by-step instructions with visuals to set up a company page. So this has these instructions, but this one provides the visuals. So if you click on that, that is also a Google Doc. Now, I had a client who had a website built, and I built her company page. She did transformative anti-bias workshops. Well, she decided to change that entity into a 501c3 nonprofit. She killed the website. She killed the company page after she paid everybody to build those for her. So you will not find this particular company page on LinkedIn because we've deleted it. But at least we have the pictures and you can see the step by step. So here's the first two steps: create your banner, create a logo image, and then you can just follow it from there. But let me take you to LinkedIn, and you can see by going to the little 9 squares at the top right, it says my business. So you click on the very bottom link here, create a company page. Now, typically you might be on the left box here, company, small, medium, and large business. So you add your organization's name, the company URL, etc. Here's your logo, your tagline, and you verify that you're an authorized person for the company page. And that's when I have to stop showing you this demo because I can't build a company page. I'm not gonna create a new one, but I do want to show you where the company page lands. Here is your personal profile, and you've got a little round mini me on the top menu. If you click on that and you scroll down, it says manage. So I can manage posts and activities for this company, for this, their score, So there's a lot of company pages that I can kind of contribute to as an administrator and oversee. So that's where that would be. Now, I think you can have up to 200 company pages. I can't even imagine how anybody would do that. Now, I'm going to take you to the Great Careers company page since that's like the easiest one for me to show. And so how you would connect your company page here on your LinkedIn profile is in your experience section. You click on the little pen and you're going to add a plus, and then I'll just do this and add a position. So when you add the position, it's going to say, well, what's your title? I highly recommend that you don't use owner founder. If you're a web designer, web developer, graphic designer, put those words in. It's all about the keywords. It's not your title. So think, what are people going to go put into Google? That's what you want to put for your company page. It's like, what problems do you solve? What needs do you fulfill? It's not the title that you hold. I mean, if you want to put that, that's fine. But for me, it's more a focus on what it is that you do. Now, employment type, you can put, self-employed, or you can leave it blank if you want to. But here's the company. So when you start typing your company name, it will pop up. So I have a friend who's Pig Art Graphics. So if I said I wanted to work for Pig Art Graphics, I could just click on that, and then I would create my job with that. but obviously I don't work for Peg Art Graphics. He's just a friend. So I'm going to say no thanks. But that's how you connect your LinkedIn profile or your company page on your LinkedIn profile to get the logo over here on the left in the experience section. Okay, I see something in the chat. Do we have a question?
Somebody was asking if there are any other social media managers in this group, so.
Okay.
They just wanted to know.
Okay. I definitely have some resources for you. So, reach out to me privately and I can give you a few names. All right. So let me go back let me get off my calendar and my email. All right. So now I'm going to go and share the screen again. We'll go to the next slide. Now, every month you can grow your followers on the company page. You may only get 100 to start, and then it should be 250 per month. So I'm going to do a demo on that. So if I go to, business and the little mini me, and I go to Great Careers Groups. All right. Up here at the top right, you see I have 247 out of 250. So I obviously invited 3 people. So if I'm going to invite connections, let me see, who do I know here? All right. I don't know if I've invited you, Kimberly, but okay. I have not invited Kimberly. Okay. And she's on this call here. So I can click this little checkbox here and I can invite her to like the company page. Now, do I want to make a post about that? Heck no. So I'm going to say no thanks. All right. But now you can see I have 246 out of 250 connections. So that is a way of growing your followers. So you can see over here, I have 3,972 followers. Now, if Kimberly accepts my invitation to follow the page, she'll get a notification with a little red circle under notifications. And then I will get a credit back to my invitations. So I will then be back at 247 out of 250. All right. Next thing is you might want to add the icon to your website so a member can view, and it'll take people to your company page. And you can also add it to your LinkedIn signature. So I have a couple LinkedIn or email signatures. One is for my for-profit business. I write resumes and LinkedIn profiles. The other is for me as the executive director of the Great Careers Group. So if I were to take you to the company pay or the website, I'm going to show you how we did the LinkedIn company page icons. So at the bottom of our website, we have 3 LinkedIn logos. How about that? So you don't know which one you're going to get, but one is the company page, one is one LinkedIn group, one is another LinkedIn group. Then we have Meetup, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, WordPress, and Threads. Not that we have time to do all that, but that's one way of putting it on. On our contact page, we also have all the logos put here. So if somebody wanted to click on this, at least I can specify what these are. Here's the Great Careers LinkedIn group. Here's the Bang LinkedIn group. Here's our company page. And then there's other icons, that I was able to put on that I couldn't put down at the bottom of the page. So, you could put your LinkedIn company page on your website with a little icon depending on which website platform that you have. I can't explain them all. I'm a WordPress geek, so you know, that's there's plugins for that, you know, that I use. So if you can't find the right plugin, you know, let me know. And if you have WordPress, if you have
We
Wix or
have one.
Squarespace or something else, you have to Google that. Go ahead.
We have a question, Lynn. Does someone
Great.
have to be a connection of your personal account in order to invite them to your business page?
That is a super duper question. I love that. Thank you for asking. Okay. So I'm going to go on Mini-Me and I'm going to click on Delaware Valley Veterans Consortium. So as an honor to the vets who it's because of the brave that I am free. So I give back to this organization by posting their social media. It's not a whole bunch of stuff that I do, but I usually get a college intern who's in the graphic design, and I get them to make the images, and then I do the posting. So I'm going to do a demo of Invite Connections. So right now, I don't want to invite any first level connections. So I'm going to put in I'm going to put in a company, Boeing. No, sorry. I don't want to do that. I need to put in an industry. Okay. So I got to go down current company. That's what I wanted. So I'm going to put in Boeing. Okay. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to show results. Now, who am I connected to who works at Boeing? So here's Mike. He was in my workshop last night, and this person and this person. I don't know if they're vets or not, but they may still have an interest in that. So I'm going to click on invite 3 and I'm going to say, no, thanks. I don't want to start a post. Now, here's another thing I could do. I can go on invite connections, and over here, I can invite them by school. So if I wanted, okay. Let me think. What's a military school? Let's see, National Defense University. Okay, so I'm going to click on National. I've invited so many people already, so that's why I was trying to think of something new. So National Defense University. Okay, here are 3 people that I can invite. All right, so I'm going to invite them and no thanks. Then I can go back and invite connections, and I can scroll over here and I can do industry. So if I did aerospace as the industry, it comes up in the database, aviation and aerospace, show results. You know, these are going to be first level connections where I've been, you know, invited them. So here, let's click on that one. You know, I can invite a bunch of these people. These are probably first level connections, I'm guessing. But I click on invite and no thanks, I don't want to have a post. So those are different ways that you can invite people to like your page, to grow your page. I hope that answers your question.
Here's
Any
another
more?
couple questions. Yeah. Can you like or connect with a company page via your company page or only through your personal page?
Okay, repeat that one.
Can you like or connect with a company page via your company page or only through your personal page?
Okay. That's another great question. All right, so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do a live post, and then I'm just gonna demo that. I think that's kind of coming up in a future slide, but what the heck, I'll just do that one now. So give me a second. I got to prepare and get that information that I need. Okay. I do everything in Google pretty much, so that I can easily find it. I'll call it something very logical. All right. So I had prepared this last night. And I'm like, I'm not going to post this tonight. I'm going to post this live, you know, in my workshop today. So, here we go. I'm going to go to the Little Round Mini Me, and I'm going to go to Paoli Business Association. So I'm on the board, and I'm going to click on Start a Post. So here's media, and I'm going to go to Santa. All right. So there's Santa's coming December 9th to the Paoli Hardware Center. And I'm going to click next. And then here's my text that I've already prepared. All right. So I'm going to space this out a little bit, make it easier to read. All right. So, oops, one too many there. So I put some emojis in. If you want to get emojis, you go to emojipedia.org. And this is in my deck somewhere, but I'm just going to do it live now, and we'll skip over that slide when we get to it. And if I wanted the fire truck, okay, oops, I got to spell fire with an F. There we go. So I tap that, and here's a fire engine, and then I can click copy and paste, and that's how I get the emojis into my text. So going back to LinkedIn here. So this is something I'm going to call a LinkedIn signature. So it says ring the bell on all our, actually, I forgot a line. Like what we share. So here's my call to action. Ring the bell on our LinkedIn company page and choose all new posts. Follow hashtag Paoli Business Association and at Paoli Business Association. Now you're going to see there's two. I know the lighter green one is mine. We unfortunately had a death in our association, and we don't have passwords. So we recreated and built the new mousetrap here. So here are some of the hashtags. I typically put the hashtags at the bottom rather than weave them in. And so now I'm going to click post. But if I wanted to schedule the post, I could click on this little clock and say what day and time I wanted to schedule it for. I'd have to make it live, an hour out before I could schedule it. Okay, so I'm just going to actually post this so I can sort of answer that question. All right, so now I'm going to click post. It's going live on Paoli Business Association's LinkedIn company page. All right, so if I do a refresh here, and now I'm going to view this as a member. All right, and then if I click on posts, I will see the posts. So there it is. Now, right here's my little mini me. I can like this as me. I can also go and I can like it as the Great Careers Group. So I'm going to save it. And then I like it as the Great Careers Group. I can go down to Delaware Valley Veterans Consortium. I can save that and I can like it as them. I can also comment as DVVC or comment, as myself. So let me just comment as myself. And can't wait to take my grandson to see Santa and the fire truck. All right, so now I've just commented and I created engagement, on this particular company page post. Now, let's say I wanted to post this on my personal page, but I want to schedule it. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can do that. So I'm going to click these three little dots at the top right. I'm going to copy link to post. I'm going to go to my page and I'm going to click start a post. And I'm going to paste that link in there. So there it is. It's going to pop up. See, loading preview. There it is. I'm going to try to drive traffic to the Paoli Business Association. So local to Paoli, got kids or grandkids. Visit Santa on Saturday, December 9th. Whoops. What happened there? From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the, I don't know if the Paoli Hardware Center has a company page or not. Paoli Hardware Center. So they obviously do not. So now I'm just going to not tag them. Okay. So now I have this link in here and it will be a shortened link. Any link URL that is less than 26 characters will be seen as the actual link. Anything that's over 26 characters, LinkedIn will shorten it and make a short linky link kind of thing. Now, I have something, where I showed you the call to action for Paoli Business Association with the LinkedIn signature. So I'm going to make a LinkedIn signature for myself. So I'm going to pop that at the bottom. I'm going to take this one off, make it a little shorter. So here, like what I share, and I'll put that, and I'll tag my nonprofits company page. Okay. And then I'll put the hashtags in that I prepared for it. Okay. So there's the hashtags. Now, I don't want to schedule this today because I just put out my newsletter today. Typically, LinkedIn will want you to wait 18 hours to 24 hours, according to our algorithm experts, between posts. So this is not like a machine gun, posting kind of thing on, so many times a day. It would be like once a day. So I don't want to post this today because my article was posted. And I know I'm posting a video tomorrow for my upcoming schedule this week. So I'm going to click on this little clock and I'm going to schedule this for Saturday the 18th. And I'm going to do it for 9 a.m. Okay. So now when I click next, it asks me, to review this. And then I'm going to click schedule. So hopefully that demo helped going from, posting from a company page. And this is how you kind of drive traffic to your company page. So if I were to go right here in my featured section, let's see. Yeah. So here is how to supercharge your career. So this is my video. It's a minute video and it shares the events that I've got coming up for the week. but here's the company page. So, here's a very short little bit from me, my LinkedIn signature, and then here's the longer post where I tagged people and organizations. Here I tagged SCORE Mentors, Chester and Delaware County. So if you're not following that page, definitely do that. So that'll, show you how you can help build awareness with your company page. All right, lots of demos there. So I got to get back to my deck.
All right, here's another question. If we have a company page, is it true we can no longer have people connect with us directly, yet only have followers thereafter? Is there any disadvantage of having a company page?
I don't think there's any disadvantages to having a company page unless you abandon it and neglect it, unless you have a purpose for that. So you'll see my around the clock executive helper. I have a message and a post and on the banner that I do not contribute to that page. The reason being is I established that in 2014 before I had a website, and it's not a name that I kind of resonate with anymore. So I'm working with one of my clients who's a graphic designer, coming up with a new brand. So when I get the new brand created, I will create that company page. But for now, I at least notify people why I'm not doing anything on that page. So when you have your personal profile, you can either connect your company page or you cannot connect your company page. So there are people who are employed who have a side gig and they don't want their company to know, their like real job to know that they've got this side gig going on, but they can certainly feed the piggy bank and put content in the company page, but they don't have to connect it to their personal profile. So there's a lot of administrators, like, I'm an administrator on SCORE Chester and Delaware County's LinkedIn company page. Not that I contribute very much to it because SCORE has their own, system for posting. But I do have the ability, to go in there and make tweaks and monitor it, for example. So you can have different levels of content administrators and managers on your company page. But, for the most part, on a couple of the pages, I'm the master administrator. I hope that answers the question.
Then a follow-up to that is I thought we could no longer direct message to followers.
Okay, so if we go, I got to get rid of this window here. All right. So yes, you can, kind of, sort of. On my LinkedIn company or LinkedIn profile, you will see that I have a blue follow button if you and I are not connected. So in order to get to me and invite me, you have to click the more button and then you'll see connect. The reason for that is I have connect button or the content creator mode on, which gives me these 5 hashtags. If you see somebody has 5 hashtags, they will have a follow button as the default. So that's where this creator mode right here under resources, that's where you turn it on. Now, somebody who I have the utmost respect for, he is the bomb when it comes to giving you the latest and greatest changes on LinkedIn company page. So you can go on somebody's profile, and if I wanted to go to TNT Brand Strategist, I could just click on that and you can see I'm already following. So you can follow people's company pages. Now, if I wanted to follow his company page and be notified of all his activity, I could click on this bell and do notify of me of all of the upcoming posts. But on a personal profile. I want to know when this guy puts stuff out. Like, I want him in my home feed for sure. So I have clicked on his bell, and I don't want to be notified of his top posts. I want to be notified of all his posts. I learned so much from him. I don't even know how he does it. So up here in his featured section, there's been over 150 new LinkedIn features for 2023 released. So if you want to know what's going on, look, like right here, this is what's happening. And his YouTube channel is phenomenal also. He does little snippets. So if you have YouTube, or you have want to highlight something, let me highlight someone who's a graphic designer. You're going to see here is in his activity, he's highlighting his images rather than his posts or comments or videos or documents. So you can highlight whatever you want in your activity section. And obviously, as a graphic designer, he's in Phoenixville, so he's doing, local logos and whatnot. I hope that answers the follow question. But I'm going to move on because I'm running out of, oops, I just lost my screen. Oops, it just flew. Okay. So I'm going to move on because we got lots of slides to cover still here. All right. Now, you want to be consistent in your posting, but as I said, every 18 to 24 hours, that's what you're going to post. So I'm not reading this slide, but I'm giving you fodder. I'm giving you ideas of how you can post to make it different and interesting. Ascending order, before and after, behind the scenes, carousels, etc. And we're going to go a couple more. Here's more. I just did my A to Z listicles kind of thing. Descending order. I'm going to show you somebody's post that I commented on today. And here's the P's. So here's the S's. And I think here's the last one. So lots and lots of ideas of what you can post on your company page as well as on your personal page. So let's go to LinkedIn. And there's another guy. He's in Bosnia. And oh my goodness, he just ramped up and got so many followers so fast. His content is amazing. So his name is Jasmine Alec. He's got now 141,000 followers on LinkedIn. And it's just, his growth on LinkedIn it just blew me away. So let's go to posts, and let me go to, oh no, that's where he's making comments. Okay, so I love this post this morning, and I commented on it. See how he's got it, slanted, like a little hill there. That was very purposeful and intentional, and that's, copywriters trying to make it interesting, and appealing visually to you. So here he is, just as a friendly reminder for all of LinkedIn, support smaller accounts too. Find one new creator to follow daily. Be kind in your comments, cost zero. Share your content freely and abundantly, blah, 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 blah. And he's saying, don't repost this, but I could repost if I wanted to, but don't repost this. Go support someone. He says it right there. So here's my comment. Great advice here. And I tagged him, and cleverly formatted as always. As a nonprofit servant leader, I echo your pay it forward mentality. Okay. So that's what I mean by, creating something a little bit different in your posts. Going back now, you want to definitely tag people's profiles and company pages with the @ sign. I think I've already shown you that in a couple instances. And then when you add hashtags at the end, 3 is the magic number, or 3 to 5, or up to 9 to 10. Otherwise, any more than that, it would be considered hashtag stuffing. So if you can get to 3, that is your magic number. Now, from what I've read, your posts can be up to 3,000 characters, that I know, but what I read is that around 1200-ish characters is probably more the right size. I'm going to go back to my LinkedIn profile, and I'm going to show you what I did for my newsletter today. So when you post a newsletter, you can post a newsletter on your personal page, or you can post an article, or you can post an article or a newsletter on your company page. The same process. So
There's a couple questions here.
I'll be right there. Let me do this, and then I'll take the questions. So here is my newsletter. I had to change the size of this graphic from what's gone on my website, but I can edit my article here. And you can see I have 5,945 subscribers, and here's different things, and I build in links and whatnot. But when I post, I actually have to have commentary for the post. So I know this is crazy, but I went into ChatGPT and I said, write me a LinkedIn post for this article. Bam, to bam, to bam, bam, bam. Seconds. It brought me something. I took and I deleted what I didn't want, but I had initial fodder and it gave me all the emojis. Like, mind blowing, right? And it was free. I just have the free ChatGPT account. And so I've got, the recap of the topics, as well as here I'm doing my little call to action. Got any more tips to share? Add them in the comments, and then my LinkedIn signature. So it is extra work to post a newsletter or article. You got to have a post to post. All right, questions.
Is there an optimal time or day to post?
Yes, there is. And I am going to go to my calendar, and I'm going to go to January 1st. January 1st. No, I'm going to have to go to January 1st. Okay. So post to times on LinkedIn. So I'm just going to put this in the chat. I don't always adhere to this because sometimes, life doesn't work that way. And I can't think in advance. But that's from one article that I came up with. You go in and Google that, and you're going to get different results depending on who did the research. Okay, what else you got?
Does Jasmine have company page on LinkedIn? If so, would he post the same posts on his personal and business page?
That's a really good question. So let's go check that out. I might not be following his company page. So here we scroll down, and here's his copywriter and branding strategy. Hey, Jay. Okay. So here, I'm going to go here and I'm going to click follow. Now he only has 1,564 followers. And if I click on post, he is putting content out there. But, I don't know if it's the same or different. I'd have to take the time to, study this. But, that's how you follow somebody's company page. You just watch me follow one live. Now he keeps his banner pretty simple. Why? He's a copywriter, less is more. I hope that answered the question. I'm going to ask to postpone questions for a little bit because I'm looking at the time here. I got 6 minutes and you've got a couple slides to delve in. So I want to get through the rest of this content because I've got some important, exciting news of something new that is coming on the LinkedIn company pages. And I just learned about it last night. All right. So we already talked about emojis, and I want to talk about Unicode. So if you see somebody as bold or italics or underline, you really don't want to use that in the LinkedIn profile because it's code and it's not readable. So don't mess up your ability to showcase your keywords. If you want to use Unicode, then do it in the posts. So there's a couple articles linked here, for the emojis, and Unicode if you want to read more. You can create a plan for monthly engagement. So when I post and plan my content for a month at a time, we use a Google Calendar or a Google Doc, and we'll make 3 columns. So I'll just show you how easy this is. I go into the 9 little squares, I click Docs, I'll click blank, and I'll do insert table, and I want it 3 across, and I'll just do a few down. There's my table. Date to post, content, and link for Canva. Simple as that. So I do it in reverse chronological order. So January is down at the bottom of the page, January 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes February on up and December on up. So my most current posts are at the top of the page. So I've got like almost 300 pages of a Google Doc from the Great Careers posts for 2023. Now, I do the same thing for Delaware Valley Veterans Consortium. Military history is military history. I can't change the date, the Korean War started and ended, and World War II started and ended, and, whatnot. So I just post the post of the military history, but I might have an intern change up the posts each year. So it's something different. And you can schedule your content. I use Buffer for Delaware Valley Veterans Consortium because we have 0 budget. All right. So there's a content suggestions tool. If you post a video, you want to post it natively rather than a YouTube link, because that way people will stay on the LinkedIn platform longer. Cross promote, as you could see in my post with my little video, I've tagged Chester and Delaware County SCORE, and then every 3rd Saturday I teach a free LinkedIn workshop. So I've tagged, that's this Saturday, by the way. I've tagged Chester County Library, and that's on Zoom, etc. You can review analytics on your LinkedIn company page, which is kind of cool. You can research what your competition is doing. What are they putting out on their company page? I found this infographic super duper cool by this guy in France, Xavier Degros. And so there's some links here that you can click on and check out. I've got other resources on company pages. And again, this is like a masterclass here. I'm providing you with lots more resources, but this is just an hour overview. And even more resources. So, follow our LinkedIn company page if you'd like. And that's the all new post, top post, or no new post. And your company page can follow other company pages. I think that was a question that we kind of addressed. And you can also comment as a different company page. Yep, I just said that. All right. And you can set up a lead gen form on your company page. You can create a newsletter or article on your company page. You can schedule company page posts, and I did live demos of that. Oh, this is an old slide. Okay, so June 2023, LinkedIn was rolling out new updates. I forgot to take that slide out. But here's what I wanted to tell you that's brand new, okay? So Michelle Raymond is in Australia and Lanier Johnson is in New Zealand. They wrote this book called Business Gold. Their version 2 is coming out, and they're having a launch party tonight at 4:00. So there's the link there. But they Lanier just posted right here, LinkedIn made an update which is coming, and it's not included in the book. So they're actually rolling out a new featured section. So if you click on this post, you could read Linaire's post. And this is a carousel deck. I'm watching the time. I know we're up. So give me another minute and I'll wrap up. So Linaire and Michelle, they put out great content. So I would definitely follow them. Michelle puts out great YouTube videos about Company Page. So if you're a job seeker and you need to fill your to present role, build a company page. And if you need to know more about that, hit me up and let's chat. So here's my upcoming workshop schedule and the Great Careers Group. Here's my contact information, and take it away, Leslie.
Oh, great. Thank you, Lynn. So much great information and great questions and engagement. As I mentioned earlier, you will all receive the recorded webinar following this webinar. SCOR's here to help you with the next steps on your business plan and challenges. Please reach out to your SCOR mentor for support. You are not alone in this process. If you aren't already working with the SCOR mentor, you can request one by going to...
Whoops, sorry. I accidentally clicked
There.
off that.
That's our website, and you can request a SCOR mentor by going to that. If you have questions about the online process or to schedule a mentoring session, you can call our SCOR office administrator at that number. Her name is Kat Weissenberger. So the information is there. And this will also be included in the follow-up email from SCOR. So I think that is a wrap.